Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. What a great January we're having. Lots of positivity in the sky for you to have some serious golden travel opportunities and some money luck. So get ready for that. We're going to talk about how that looks in great detail, going through the whole of January in a chronological order over the next 15 to 20 minutes. If you are new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian. Whole sign house astrology, sidereal. I'm not sidereal. I'm Western tropical. We're using the fixed stars and minor asteroids when needed, and I put out a lot of videos every month. So try subscribing and liking. I'll do everything all signs delineation. My only promotion for this particular series of videos is jump into my 2023 all signs videos. They are a bundle of 90-minute videos, one for each sign, and the whole bundle is only $59 until the end of January for anyone listening to these all signs videos this month. And you can also get your a la carte videos below. When I sell this content every year around this time, it's to help me raise money for things like my Yeti mic and things to do with my computer, and also to hire some staff to help me out, especially with things on YouTube like the timestamps that make it easy for you to navigate all of my videos. So please give me a support by not only liking, subscribing, but think about grabbing that discount. It'll be $77 after the end of January, so it's a significant reduction in price. Okay, so let's get rolling and talk about this story for you. I cannot adjust myself properly. We're having a day. Okay. So bottom line is that you're going to experience the bounty of Jupiter moving direct on December 30th and beginning between the beginning of January and the end of May, basically, flourishing up your fifth house. Great for romance, great for sexuality, great for play, fun, pleasure, great for being inspired by the muse and creating amazing creative projects, great for entrepreneurial, independent work and business endeavors. And this energy now that Jupiter is going forward means it's like spring loaded. He's moving forward after having been going backwards since September, where things that you thought could take off that in that area of your life may have slowed or stalled or paused. Now, as Jupiter goes forward, you'll begin to see some of those things coming to fruition. Also, it's good for your children. They may have some luck. And if you have children, and if you want to have a child, it can indicate a fertility transit for any Capricorns, men or women. It doesn't matter. You or your partner could be procuring a fertility assignment from Jupiter and having a baby or getting pregnant. Now, one of the things I would say here is that Jupiter is bringing luck to your fifth house, and it is a money luck house. And we're going to go into more depth about that money luck this month because you have two episodes in which I would say buy a lottery ticket, but you can definitely win some money or have some unexpected financial gain. That's exciting. All right, so moving on then, let's go through the chronology of the month, and we're going to build into it some exciting stories. So at the very beginning of the month, you're going to find that Venus is squaring Saturn in the sky. You'll feel that like the day before New Year's Eve and New Year's Eve and then New Year's Eve after the aftermath with your hangover or whatever. So it's kind of like the day before and after New Year's Eve. You've got this incredible tension of Venus, and she's squaring off with Saturn. Now, Saturn is like going through your third house, Capricorn, since last year. And that's a place of trips and travel and short distance journeys, skills-based learning, siblings, especially younger, creative projects, writing projects like online or writing projects, communications projects, your online world. And then Venus is in the 12th house. And this is like bed pleasures, where she would be liking to have some serious sexual adventures, or it could be about things to do with, again, travel, but this time to foreign countries or foreign shores or things from foreign places. If we go with just the Venus and her bed pleasures, because she's a sexual adventuress when she's in Sagittarius, where she will be, by the way, and I'll get to that in more detail until the third week of January, you just might be having some frustration. Maybe a travel plan's keeping you away from the one you love around New Year's Eve, or maybe you're traveling around New Year's and you're just not having the fun you'd be like to have romantically with your person, or you've got some travel frustrations that are connecting to enjoying that New Year's Eve timeframe, maybe even a conflict with a sibling around that time, a cousin, or something like that, or a dispute with a neighbor. So just be careful. It's not the best New Year's Eve of your life, that's for sure, but it does pass quickly. Then we move into around the 8th to the 15th of January, and we've got some exciting news. Now, first of all, in that window of the 8th to the 15th, around the 11th of January, Mars will do his heliacal rise. He'll be barely visible as he moves out from the beams of the sun past the 15-degree mark. And as the month goes, he gets further away from the sun. And astronomers say he's visible at that time, barely, but you can see him. He's not blinded by the sun, glare of the sun. And so we would call that a rise of Mars. And that means that he's going to be rising in the house of you. And that gives you a 2-year window. I don't just mean like, oh, January. You didn't have a heliacal rise of Mars in your first house, I don't think since 1977, January, add 2 years. So this is an experience that's not that common. And it's going to give you a more powerful, commanding, action taking, action hero demeanor. You're going to be you won't suffer fools gladly. You'll cut people from your life that you don't need, including, unfortunately, any marriage type partners for the rising Capricorns that aren't right for them, or business partnerships that aren't right. But you're also going to pursue, take action, and make decisions at a new level of authentic power, because Mars is exalted here. And that's going to be something you start to feel coming into your life around the 11th of January onward. But it is that 8th to the 15th window of January where he also forms a mini grand trine with Jupiter and Saturn. Now, Jupiter is going direct in your 5th house. As I said, children, money, luck, sexuality, play, romance, entrepreneurship, creative projects. Jupiter's going direct there. And now Mars is going to flow to him in that window of the 8th to the 15th. And this is going to open up an energy of a general sense of a big yay. You're passionately moving forward and making decisions about your children, about love, about fertility, about entrepreneurship, about creative projects, about enjoying your life. And as that's going on, there's also Mars in a sextile to Saturn in your 3rd house, and also Jupiter making a little triangle. And that's going to look something like, well, maybe you can have some positive stabilization around your sibling relationships that brings some greater joy to your life, around your neighbor and neighborhood situations, but also maybe to do with travel and travel opportunities or online work. If you are an online entrepreneur or work on the online or use the online social media platforms for anything you do, this is going to give you a great little glow up at that time in things you're doing to do with writing projects, creativity, online world, communications, your website, those things. And of course, your entrepreneurial endeavors with that Jupiter in their 5th house. You could also learn something. I mean, Jupiter likes to learn. The 5th house could be learning as well. 3rd house is learning. Some of you Capricorns may engage in a learning or teaching. You may enroll in a course, or you may put a course out to others and you will teach it. And you may be finding that that is coming to pass or gelling in some way, teaching opportunities or learning opportunities that are really exciting and you're passionate about them, coming up in that 8th to the 15th window of January. And then we move into the next story, and that is going to be Pluto at the 29th degree of Capricorn with the Sun at 29 Capricorn. This is the last conjunction of the Sun and Pluto together in Capricorn, something that's been happening through the house of you since 2008, transforming your sense of identity and purpose and who you're meant to be. Actually, your soul, the Sun, a soul-like quality of you, intersecting with the god of crisis, conflict, transformation, death, and rebirth. So you've been going through a lot of changes of you and who you think you are since 2008. And this is the last call, when the bar is going to close, last call for this transformation. It affects the 25 to 29 degree Capricorn sun, moon, and rising more. But your moon, it's about your home and body, your sun, your career and purpose, and your ascendant, everything about you. So you guys get the most juice, but all Capricorns feel the grand finale, last hurrah for sure. I might do a video on this called The Last Hurrah Grand Finale. Sounds like a great title for a video. And basically, this energy is going to culminate something, a final call to end something, or a final, like, put your foot down, this is who I am identity moment for you around the 20th and the 21st. But it could be a powerful career opening or opportunity as well at the around that time of the 20th to the 21st. Depends on your time zone. And then on the 21st, 22nd, depending on your time zone, you're going to see Pluto moving into Aquarius. And that's going to transform your money, your work, your resources, your earnings, your finances over the 20 years that follow until 2043/44. So you're going to get the first blush of that. You want to go back last year and you want to think about what was happening in your life. Oh, I guess I'd say, the 3rd week of March to the middle of June, that's the last time this happened, the first ingress, and it was just a touch point, just a flavor, right? Just a sense of it. Well, it's back again, right? So now this energy you felt in that time last year, 3rd week of March to the middle of June, is back again. So some of you may be powering up, transforming and revising everything to do not only with your earnings, but your calling, your vocational calling, your purpose. Because the sun will join Jupiter here, Saturn, Pluto is here as well. But also it's really good for transforming your well, your appearance, your face over the next 20 years, but also the way you eat foods and what foods you eat. And you may really like the death and rebirth of your diet style. You always thought you'd be a vegan. Now you're going to be a meat eater. You always thought you'd be an omnivore. Now you're a vegan. Dramatic changes in food style are coming for you as well. Now, you may feel some of them in January. You may have to let that transit get deeper into your second house over the next few years. We also would talk about the idea of a kind of half-assed, but not quite, Jupiter sextile Saturn. They don't really make a full connection. They don't really come together in a perfect sextile, but Jupiter in Taurus, money, luck, pleasure, play, fifth house matters, entrepreneurship, flowing to Saturn in your third house of trips, travel, journeys, online world, social media platforms, siblings and neighbors. That energy is very active for you for about the 24th of the month to the 31st, and indeed into February. And you may be trying to get something good to happen or great to happen, but maybe it's only good, not great, or maybe it's okay, but not perfect, So, it could be a learning opportunity and you don't get accepted into the course you really wanted. It could be a travel opportunity, but it's not ideal. It could be an online project you were getting involved in, maybe promoting something or sharing something with the world, and it doesn't fly as high as you wanted, that kind of thing. Or some kind of attempt to connect with a sibling or cousin or a neighbor or childhood friend even, and may involve travel or just phone calls or emails. And again, things are not quite coming together. Because Jupiter's in the house of your children, though, some of these stories may be about your kids. Maybe you want to travel to see your kids, or your kids were going to travel to see you, and there's some kind of glitch going on during that refrainment of the 24th to the 31st of the month. Then we see our challenge for it to perfect. Then we see on the 25th to the 28th, a difficult sky, relatively speaking, compared to what we've come through already. Capricorn, would you mind if I have a sip of my water? I've been talking all day. Thank you, Capricorns. I promise. I hope I didn't slurp. That's a joke on my channel. Okay. Um, my sister's emailing me. So the next thing I want you to be aware of is that during that time that's gnarly, we're going to go into that, the 25th to the 28th, it's three things happening really. It's Mercury, the messenger of the gods, combining with Mars and Capricorn. They're joining in the house of you. You are the messenger, the ideator, the one with the ideas, one with the things, thinkingness, the ideas. And Mars is your passion, and he's exalted and he's like jazzed up. And so you have passionate ideas, passionate speech, passionate negotiations that you're in charge of, perhaps going on, exciting and exhilarating action and decision time for you, the 25th to 28th of January. But there's a square to that conjunction to the nodes of fate. South node in your 10th house of career and reputation in Libra, North node in with a woundedness in your 4th house of home. There's a wound there that you're trying to heal since 2019 about having a home, being at home, landing in a home, having a home that you feel like belonging to or something. And so there can be some kind of critical turning point regarding the themes of finding your true home, but also your true career. And career, home, and you are in the crosshairs, negotiating, thinking about it, talking about it, ideating, action taking moments of time, 24, the dates again, the 25th to the 28th. And, the North Node in Aries in your 4th house with Chiron could indicate expanding your home, but also your home could change to another country or far offshore, or it will feel, you could be trying to find a way to find a home, but it might be very challenging for you to be home at home. And you may end up in a kind of a place of the foreign home as a result of what I'm seeing here. But not all of you, of course, will do that. And what I want to point out is there's a bit of a silver lining, happy ending as shortly after the 25th to the 28th, and Mercury moves forward into a beautiful positive trine to Uranus in your 5th house of money luck, in your 5th house of your children, the 5th house of, enjoyment of life. An unexpected, sudden, positive surprise, financially perhaps, could come to you that helps mitigate this intensity around the home question and the career question, or the stress you're having there. Or one of your children has amazing, surprising good news, and it just kind of feels good for you to hear this news coming through the sky. And, or, you get pregnant and you find out you or your partner are pregnant, and that's exciting as well, especially for egg bearers / women. We'll get into that. There's a fertility transit on steroids for you, Capricorn females, in the month ahead, but men too will feel it. But I think it's mostly for women, but we'll see. And so that is like, okay, the date of the surprise is the 28th, maybe to the 30th, 28th, 29th, 30th of the month of January, where that Mercury trine Uranus is very, very active. And it's happening around 19 degrees. Uranus at 19 of the fifth house. So if you're a Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising, let's say between 10 and 29 degrees of the sign of Capricorn, you really are getting a lot of that juicy excitement of something that feels very lucky. And it's not that Uranus brings luck in the fifth house. He does, he can, but Jupiter's there and Jupiter's direct and he brings luck. So it's a money luck, perhaps, a love surprise as well. If you are a single Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising, I would say to you that that very well could be an opening for a new relationship that's quite exciting as one of the options here as well. Okay, moving on to the next thing. That would be Venus is going to sextile Saturn and trine Jupiter, reactivating the mini trine that you felt with Mars activating it between the 8th and the 15th of January. Now that's back again around the 27th to the 29th of January with Venus moving into a flow to Jupiter. That's a fertility transit. Okay, Venus rules your gonads, Venus rules your ovum and sperm and all of that. So I guess I'll go for men and women in Venus in the house of miss like, reproductive stuff, flowing to Jupiter in the house of conception. So if you want to have a baby as a Capricorn person, you or your partner, then you might want to try to have one there. Okay. So that's a good time for fertility, but it's also a time in which creative, or artistic projects can really take off and you can be very successful because you've got this charm offensive, or it's when your entrepreneurial or consulting business or, independent business enterprises begin to get some lift. And it's all flowing to Saturn in the house of travel or the online world or skills-based learning, or things to do with siblings or cousins or childhood friends. So there's a lot going on here to do with that sibling house as well, because Saturn's at the tip of that, little trine. I mean, Venus sextiles Saturn, and then Jupiter sextiles Saturn, and the trine between Jupiter and Venus form a triangle called the mini grand trine. It's very lucky. You can have a breakthrough, a creative project online. You can get an opportunity to communicate something online that allows for you to prosper financially. You could have an amazing trip opportunity for pleasure and leisure come up for you that's going to really be quite delightful. The 27th to the 29th of the month, as many other things could happen, but those are some ideas. Now, I would say to you, if we're going to break down Venus and Mercury as the last part of this recording today, which is that Venus and Mercury are moving together much of January. They're really tag teaming with each other. They don't always stay this close together. And so one of the things I would mention to you is that Mercury will be going direct on January 2nd after 3 weeks of retrogradation at 22 degrees of Sag. And that's your 12th house of foreign countries, foreign lands, backroom deals and negotiations, dreams at night. So pay attention to your dreams at night. But as he goes direct on January 2nd and stays in the sign of Sagittarius until the 13th. Dream messages are great, but negotiation, contracts, deals, and phone calls and text messages from foreign lands, foreign shores, or making more money through foreign shore revenue is a very strong possibility for you, especially having new ideas about how to generate that foreign revenue for anyone who's online or entrepreneurial, because PayPal Stripe allows that to happen, borderless income, and as well, as Mercury is direct in that time of January 2 to January 13th in your 12th house, so is Venus collaborating because she's there from December 29th to January 23rd. So you have this little golden window of January 2 to January 13th with Venus and Mercury together in your 12th house. Positive foreign land travel developments or positive developments from people from foreign shores that work out for your better finances, really great bed pleasures and lots of fun if you want them. Adventurous bed pleasures are possible January 13th to January 2nd to the 13th. And anything to do with revenue and from foreign countries and shores can really amplify, or backroom deals and negotiations for new jobs or career directions with your Libra 10th house being ruled by that Venus. And then we have the idea that Venus will move first January 13th, Mercury moves into the house of you, giving you that ideas, speech, and communication. But then Venus catches up with him on January 23rd. So basically that makes it January 23rd to February 4th, because February 4th is when Mercury leaves your sign. So January 23rd to February 4th, you have this combination of charm, congeniality, attractiveness, persuadability, Venus in the house of you, and Mercury, again, negotiation, speech, ideas. It's a very good time for you to get what you want, to look for the ultimate yes. So January the 13th. No, let me get that right. Yeah, January 13th to February 4th, both Venus and Mercury in the house of you specifically indicates an incredible opportunity to market, merchandise, and sell yourself, to communicate effectively with the world, to get what you need and want, to actualize your ideas in monetarily, financially successful ways. I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes for you guys. You always put in the comments how it went down. I'd always love to hear back after the month goes through or as you go through the month, and let me know how that played out. Thank you, Capricorn, for listening. The only thing I'd say as I finish up, if you haven't liked and subscribed and tried my channel yet, is that I have another promotion, Patreon community. They're getting this on December 21st. I think you're getting it 3 or 4 days later. And this ad-free early access content is only for $5 a month minimum tier, and you can quit. But to promote you, to ethically bribe you, to lure you in, you might want to join, because until the end of January, you can get my Chiron Key to Purpose course, my Are You My Person Synastry Relationship Astrology course, plus my Chiron Life Cycles course coming up in late January. I'm teaching it live. You can join in for free. And if you can't catch that, you get the replay, giving you access to 3 courses that I've taught, will have taught, value of $99 just for trying me out for $5 and leaving with the gifts if you don't want to stay. It's really a no strings thing, in a sense that I just want you to try my Patreon community. We have intimate 3 Zoom calls a month, teach classes there, share content you never get here, etc. on YouTube land. So give me a try over on Patreon and try to build community there as well. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Capricorn. Enjoy 2024 January.